Hello everyone. Well, so none of you could really hear or understand what I really just said. This is how the world of a profoundly hearing deaf person feels like. Well, many of us take hearing normally as for granted. I never had the chance to do so as my younger sister was born deaf. My sister has bilateral hearing profound loss and uses hearing aids as an assistive listening device. I have been working with the hearing impaired children for the past 25 years now. My journey began as a volunteer assisting at the Oral School for Deaf Children in Kolkata while I was pursuing my Bachelor's of Degree in Commerce from the Calcutta University. My duties consisted of assisting the teachers in planning the lessons, helping students with their difficulties and overall classroom activities. Realizing that this was my true calling, I went on to pursue my diploma in special education with hearing impairment from the Dr. S.R. Chandrasekhar Institute of Speech and Hearing, Bangalore. My drive to help these students led me to further better myself as I had the honor to be the scholarship recipient at the prestigious Teachers College at the Columbia University in New York, where I achieved my double masters under the Master of Arts and Master of Deaf Education. To augment my knowledge and help my hearing impaired students with additional issues, I also did a diploma in special education covering the areas of ADHD, autism, and learning disability from the Asian College of Teachers. Currently, I work as a special educator and a speech and language therapist at the Raah Speech and Language Therapy Center. My motivation was mainly impacted by my experience of working at my sister's school, where looking at the teachers' work with so much hard work and dedication and seeing how it helped my sister become an independent and confident individual. It made me motivate and made me want to give back to the society in return. I believe as teachers and educators, we can develop the child's listening and help them grow and show them the path of success and knowledge. It is sad, however, to see that even in today's day and age, while hearing impairment is rampant, there are people who still call hearing impaired people deaf and dumb. I would like to clarify here that deaf people are not mute. In fact, there are some deaf people who can really speak clearly and well, and others who cannot because their hearing loss prevents them from learning spoken language. Deafness does not have an effect on our vocal cords, hence we are not vocally dumb or even mentally dumb. There are mainly two systems of education in deaf education, namely manualism and oralism. Manualism uses sign language as the mode of instruction, and oralism uses spoken language. My passion lies in working with the very young hearing impaired population, say from 6 months to 8 years, who have been diagnosed with a hearing loss and are using a hearing aid or a cochlear implant to help in assisting their listening and speech and language development. Hearing aids, however, provide amplification of sound. They do not restore hearing. Hence, it works best in cases with mild to moderate loss. However, children with bilateral profound hearing loss have the advantage of using a device called cochlear implant, which is the best invention in the medical science in this field. An implant can restore our sense of hearing. It is an electronic It is a small, complex electronic device that consists of an external part that is placed one behind the ear and the other is surgically inserted under the skin. Once the child is implanted, they can hear different sounds. However, these sounds have no meaning. Hence, the child can hear but not listen. For example, when we travel to a different city in India, say Chennai, we are able to hear what the people are talking in Tamil, but we are not able to understand or comprehend the language. In the same manner, once a child is fitted with a cochlear implant, he or she is able to hear different sounds, but they are not able to understand and comprehend language. This is where I come in. It is my job to teach these children what each and every sound means and help them to go from hearing to listening. From hearing to listening. We start with using noisemakers like drums, xylophone, bells, and we move to environmental sounds like the cooker whistle, the doorbell, the puja bell, the door banging, door knocking, etc. And then we move to speech sounds, words, phrases, syllable discriminations, sentences, paragraphs, and then finally conversation. It is a long and hard-working journey for the parent, the therapist, and the child together. In our society, we can help these children by making ourselves aware, not just with the deaf community, but also with the challenges faced by the other differently abled children, so we can uplift them and help them. We at our center, called the Raah Speech and Language Therapy Center, help develop these children's auditory skills, which in turn helps them in their speech and language skills. We focus on 4 different areas, namely audition, receptive language, expressive language, and speech. We also incorporate music as a part of our therapy. However, the entire hearing impaired population cannot benefit with the use of hearing aid or cochlear implants. Therefore, a lot of them use sign language as a mode of communication. In India, the Indian Sign Language is recognized and used by different schools as a mode of education and communication. The child's selection of the mode of communication and education depends on their hearing loss and other socio-economic factors. We advocate bilateral stimulation, which means listening with both ears or providing a device on both ears. Say we are listening to music and one of our headphones is not going to work. I'm sure you will find it very frustrating and hard to try and listen from just one ear. We are given 2 ears for a reason, and hence we advocate either a bilateral implant or an implant on one ear and a use of hearing aid on the other ear, since listening from both ears is always better than listening from one ear. It also helps the child in terms of localization and talking in a crowd. So if your implant is this side and you are in a crowded place and people are talking and the sound is coming from that side, sometimes the children feel lost. Hence, if they are implanted on both ears, it helps them to listen in a crowded area or like a classroom better. It is our job to help these children develop age-appropriate language so that they can cope in their regular setups, mainstream setups. However, hearing aids and cochlear implants are listening devices. Hence, they provide listening. A child's speech clarity depends on a lot of other factors. I would like to thank my I would sincerely like to thank my sister for being a big part of our lives and helping us and helping me more so, helping other people and other children. My daughter who encouraged me to give this talk here, which is my first time. And my husband and his family for always supporting my passion for working with the deaf kids. Most importantly, my partner, Miss Shelly Anjaria, who co-created and envisioned Raah, where we help around a lot of kids with mainstream schooling by providing them with speech and language. Also, a big thank you to all my mentors over the years, especially Mr. Dr. Ramesh Oza sir, who has been a pioneer in the field of cochlear implant and has always guided my path. I would like to say here that end this talk here with a question that you all can think about. Do we honestly feel empathetic towards differently able people managing their daily life, or do we only feel sympathy for them? I would like to also bring to your attention the major challenge that these hearing impaired children face, and that is of social isolation. It is very difficult for them to make friendships with hearing peers with the challenging communicative opportunities that they have. Inclusive education ensures and requires all children to have equal opportunities for learning. However, it should also include changing attitudes and perspectives. I would thus request everyone here to create awareness, as creating awareness and spreading awareness about hearing impairment or other disabled people, children, will help them in the long run. The early intervention and early identification is crucial in our field. Hence, newborn hearing screening is mandatory in a lot of countries. However, in our country, it is not mandatory yet. If it was, then the 63 million hearing impaired cases that are documented could have achieved help or intervention early on. Hence, moving from here, if infant screening or early intervention or use of cochlear implants or hearing aids or simply inclusive education or use of sign language, if any of these methods are remembered and spread to other people, a lot of hearing impaired children and others will benefit in the society. I would request everyone to try and interact with these children and treat them with the same respect and kindness they treat others with. Thank you so much.